What?
Hi, everybody.
Wow. The things I put up with.
The things I put up with.
Yes.
Okay, we're back for episode number 5 now. Our viewership on YouTube has skyrocketed. I think it was only 1 or 2 episodes ago. We only had 1 subscriber. Now we have more than that. And so it's skyrocketing.
Like, share it.
Yep, like it, share it, subscribe, tell your friends. We have even been called YouTube stars. I think we're the #1 rated video on YouTube in our household.
I think from Florissant, Colorado.
From
maybe
Florissant,
even.
Colorado. Excellent, excellent. Okay, so what are we doing today, Deb?
We are unboxing and then we're sharing some data charts that Mark prepared.
Data.
He's the data guy.
Data.
Spreadsheets, data,
Yeah,
ask him.
data. How do
If you
we?
want lists, ask me.
How do we analyze the course? How do we analyze how to be successful in this race? That will be through data. But first, we have something exciting happening at approximately 4 minutes in. Don't leave, because we know you do, because we see the analytics.
He does.
I do. That says you don't watch much past 4 minutes. So that's okay. Fair enough. Some people do, and maybe they're getting something out of it.
If you like data, stay for
if you like data,
past 4
stay.
minutes.
If you like cuteness, stay at least till 4 minutes. Okay. Very good.
All right. Today's
we
unboxing my brand new Kahtoola Nano Spikes.
Look what hat I wore.
Kahtoola hat.
From Trans Rockies last year.
Yes, we heard about Kahtoola through Trans Rockies last year.
Yes.
And so for Christmas, I bought Mark his own pair of Kahtoola Nano Spikes. He's liked them a couple times. He's worn them.
Yep.
So
Very nice.
I finally broke down and bought my pair because it's been snowing like crazy recently. And hopefully I'll be running on some trails soon.
So hold that box up and unbox it.
All right, so here we go.
I won't do the drum roll on the table because we
don't
noticed
want-
that shakes the table.
Oh, that's right. It says, where does it say? Tote sack included.
Tote sack
It looks
included.
like, as we unfold the box here, kind of need more hands. The tote sack. Oh, they're in the tote sack.
They're in the tote sack. Okay,
Okay,
let's
so
roll.
there's the tote sack. Open it up. Try to get them out.
Go ahead.
See, this really is an unboxing because I didn't even know how they came out of the box. So here they are, little nano spikes on the bottom. They're supposed to be good for road and trail, so if you're like running a couple roads to get to the trail, you can wear them for that, but I'll probably just put them on when I get to a trail. They just go right over your running shoes,
Yep.
and that's about all it is to them.
Yeah,
Seem like they'll hold up pretty well.
They're pretty good. They I haven't been running with mine on the road too much. I think I did once, but other than that, I get to the trailhead where the snow starts, and I slip them over my shoe. Brian, out there in Minnesota, you need some of these if you don't have them already.
Yeah, he might need something more than these.
He needs
might
more
need
than
like
that.
their serious ice spikes for Minnesota.
He said the wind chill this morning was -30.
Oh my gosh.
Ooh. So let me show you one little thing though. So on this toe piece right here, then if this little piece here that comes across your toe, I don't know if you can see that, Roo, if it flips down on this little metal thing, it can really rub your toe. So really make sure these things are up like this and flat and lays flat across your foot. So on mine, this little piece flipped down and it was like poking my toe, and I ran 10 miles in them almost, about 8 miles in them, and my toe was not happy with that at all. So anyway.
But they're pretty easy to put on, right?
Yeah, they're super easy to put on, especially after you do it a couple of times. Do it a couple of times at home. Slip them on. When I did run across ice, it honestly felt like just regular traction. I didn't worry about slipping uphill or downhill. Obviously, the spikes are pretty small, so it doesn't, in real deep snow, it's not going to do a ton.
Yeah.
But when you get icy patches, that's where you really tend to slip more.
Yeah.
And so
There they are.
I ran last week in them, and they had it was pretty chewed up snow, but it seemed to help,
Okay.
So
In the past, we've put
screws in our shoes.
Screws in our shoes, and
Yeah.
that's good. But it works pretty good. But there is some trial and error there to make sure you get them in the thicker part of the soles, and you're not running on the sharp edges of
Yeah,
the screws.
yeah, which we did.
Yeah, we've
for
done
sure.
that a few times.
Okay,
So anyhow,
so
that's the unboxing.
it is 5 minutes in. Of course,
Woo!
we
Max,
tease
here.
you and tell you that
Max.
something cute will happen
Here,
at
Max,
4
look.
minutes, and
Max,
it
look,
doesn't
here.
happen at 4 minutes because we got
Max.
you hanging on.
Yep.
So
Here, Max, over
Max,
here.
over here, bud.
He's over there now.
No, he's coming to you.
He is? Come on, Max, look.
Here comes the cuteness part. This is
Pause
what
up.
you've been waiting for.
Pause up.
Here's this. Hold on, hold on, hold on. Adjust the camera. This
Look,
is Max
that's
Man, the
Max.
running pup.
Max,
Max
our
Man, the
pup.
running pup.
Oh. Say hi,
He-
Max.
Say hi, Max. Okay.
There he
See
is.
you, bud.
There he goes.
So Max Man, the running pup, has run 20 miles with me before.
Yep.
He is a Heinz 65,
At least.
70. We call him a Freckled Labaroo.
If you want to know what kind of dog he is, send donations and we'll do one of the dog DNA tests.
Exactly, exactly. So he is got freckles. He's got springs for legs. So we think
And
he's
web
part
paws.
lab. Yep.
So,
Web paws. So we call him a Freckled Labaroo.
and he loves to run.
He loves to run.
So,
So anyway, so I'm going to switch the video off, change views, and then we're going to go through some data as to how we're looking at things. So tell your friends to subscribe, tell your family, tell your mom,
share.
share, tell your mom's friends, tell your sister's friends. There goes the dogs. It must be
The
time
dogs
to
are trying to
change
tell
the
everyone.
video. Oh yeah, tell your dogs. See ya.
Professional, high quality
Stay
here.
tuned because we're going to go through data. All right, so here we are at the computer. This is easier to show you on the computer than trying to do a bunch of sheets. So this data sheet here, this spreadsheet is 8 men in the 50 to 59 age group, which is my age group, from the 2017 and 2018 Leadville 100. This in the era of data online, then we can see all of their splits from the very beginning at the different aid stations. So these are people that were successful, men in my age group, that were successful in making it under 25 hours, which is my dream time. Training will tell if that's actually a possibility. So I put all of this in a spreadsheet to try to look at each person's times and how do they run this course. And so we've done the same thing for women. This is Deb's tab over here. This has same data for women. We're going to go through the men's tab right now and look at things. So what are we looking at here? So we're plotting all this data, and then we get into some charts. So the first chart here that I want to point out is our successful cumulative average pace. So this is your average pace as we go through the course. So from 0 miles to 100 miles, and then we can see how the cumulative pace changes, which is interesting, but not that telling. We can see it kind of tapers off, but we lose a lot of overall pace in this section, which is where we're on Hope Pass. So I do want to point out Darren Eisman here. Look at this trend. We look for lines that are not the norm and see if we can learn from them. So all of the paces, it's amazing how well they parallel each other. It falls apart a little bit at the end of the race, but there's a lot of paralleling of lines here that go on. If we come over and then we plot the pace for each section of the race, then we can start to see, again, what kind of paces do people run for the different sections that are successful in meeting the time goal that we have. So again, it's pretty interesting here to look at. I want to again point out the red, which is Darren Eisman. Nothing against you, man, if you're watching this thing, but it's a good data point because he ran the downhill on Hope Pass faster than everybody else that was successful, and then he gave up all that time over the next sections. So beat himself up on the downhill and then gave it all up. We see that in the women's data. We can see that in the men's data. If you do this downhill too fast, you get in trouble and you pay for it. So then when we go and we look, this is cumulative time, which isn't that interesting, but let's look at first and second half runs of data here. So this is interesting because this is the first 50 and the second 50. The first 50 in blue, second 50 in green. Many times the fastest first half will be the slowest second half, but not always the case. In the women's data, that's definitely the case. The woman who ran the slowest first half ran the fastest second half, and vice versa. So pretty interesting to look at how people run the race. Obviously the second halves are much slower. About 35% slower is what we see. But really, I think the most interesting graph is back to this one in a pace per segment. So how fast should we be running each section? What are the average paces, etc. It's also interesting to look at the pink diamond here, which is John Novak. John Novak, there's two John Novak data sets on here. If you look, he ran it in 2017 and in 2018. And he was 52 in 2017, 53 in 2018. He ran it faster at 53. But if you look at how slow his paces were in the beginning, and then look over here where he had some of the fastest paces, and you can see the curve of his line at the end. So it definitely seems a race to be able to conserve. If you're slow in the beginning, that's okay. Stick in the range, stick with the averages, and don't do anything crazy in between, especially beat yourself up on the downhill, and it looks like it'll finish out okay. So anyway, we look at the data, we look at the, try to study people that have been successful in the past, that are trying to accomplish the same goal as we did, and plot their data, and then try to understand how people run the race and how they're successful. Anything to add, honey?
Nope, nothing here.
Nothing here. All right, guys, thanks. Message me or whatever if you have questions about data and how we did things. But that's what we did, studying people that were successful so we can figure out how to be successful ourselves. Till next time, see ya.
Bye.